All right, Shalom Akim, Shalom. Let's start off as always by giving all praises, honor, and glorification to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kudash, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kudash. That belongs to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone who teach well and rule well, and Shalom to the elect. This is the brother Zakar from the Great Millstone Montreal branch. And this lesson is going to touch on a topic that was brought up yesterday at camp. Okay, the brother Haine Pash was talking about the situation in Congo. Now, you know how there's a lot of bloodshed being done right now, and how Esau, he's in the business of managing conflicts, meaning he'll sit in the back he'll sit back and while he's influencing people to fight each other. So the topic of Rwanda was brought up. How you had the Tutsi and the Hutus that were fighting against another, and it turns out that the Belgians were behind that. Okay, behind that whole conflict. Okay. Now, this individual here, you see in this picture, his name is King Leopold II, and he was a Belgian king, and he basically took upon himself to take over Congo, you know. So we're going to bring out some information, and briefly go into some of the atrocities that he's done, and bring out some precepts, and Lord willing, this will be edifying. Okay, so it says here on February 5th, 1885, Belgian King Leopold established the Congo Free State as his personal possession. Okay, all right. So right off the bat, how can they call a certain land their possession? Because they're in power. It says let's go in the book of Job 9:24. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" Right? And the wicked is a nation of people. Malachi 1:4 goes into that. You know how Esau, Edom is the border of wickedness. Okay. Now the earth is given into the hands of the wicked by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, he set them up. All right. So they're currently in power. Okay. Let's go to the book of Micah 2. Micah 2 and verse 1 says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." Right? So because they're in power, they can do all sorts of wickedness. Okay. All right. It says, "And they covet fields and take them by violence." Right. So, and this guy, King Leopold, exemplifies this precept. Okay. "And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage." Okay. All right. So let's go back. It says here, King Leopold II of Belgium was honored with Great Britain's most prestigious title, a member of the Order of the Garter in 1916. Here, Leopold poses with his honorary sash. Now, this is he was honored in 1916. Okay, so this is way after, you know, way after the declaration of possessing the Congo Free State, and it was of course after all the bloodshed that he caused in Congo. Okay, so here it is. He's still honored, man. Okay, and that leads us to the book of Psalms. Chapter 50 and verse 16, it says here, "But unto the wicked, the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yashai saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldst take my covenant in thy mouth?" seeing that thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. Right. So you have these Edomites, the wicked, okay, that they'll present themselves as men of God. They say that they go by the words of the Bible, okay, but they don't go by the instructions that are written in the Bible. No, they go according to their own will. The scriptures talk about not removing thy neighbor's landmark. Okay, that's a commandment right there. Okay, but that's what these Edomites do. We just read Micah 2 and 2. Okay, how they covet fields and they take it by violence. This is Deuteronomy 19:14. Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark, which they of old time have set in thine inheritance, which thou shalt inherit in the land that the Lord thy power giveth thee to possess it. Deuteronomy 27:17. Cursed be he that removeth his neighbor's landmark. You're removing your neighbor's land. You're taking his possession. You're taking his inheritance. Okay, and all the people shall say Amen. Okay. There's another one in Job. This is Job 24:2. It says, some remove the landmarks, they violently take away flocks and feed thereof. Right? Right. So once again, taking others' possessions, okay, by way of violence. Okay. All right. So let's go back to Psalms 50 and verse 17. Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee, when thou sawest a thief, thou consentest with him and has been partaker with adulterers. All right, here it is. He's being honored with the greatest was it the greatest honor in Great Britain. Leopold II of Belgium was honored with Great Britain's most prestigious title, a member of the Order of the Garter in 1916. Okay. All right. So these are other Edomites that are glorifying the deeds of this man. You're being glorified by your deeds, man. Okay. He's received the highest honor. Okay. Verse 18, when thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him. And really he is a thief because he stole the land from the Congolese, which, a lot of them are Israelites. Okay. I believe the majority of them are Israelites. Okay. Of course, there's Hamites amongst them. Okay. But nonetheless, this is a land that doesn't belong to you. Okay. So that makes him a thief. Okay, you're stealing what doesn't belong to you, man. And what the Yahushua says, so that the thief cometh not but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Okay. All right, and that's referring to these Edomites, man. Okay, when thou sawest a thief, then thou consentedest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Okay. Thou givest thy mouth to do evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Okay, so here it is. He's being. They're honoring a great thief, a great murderer, slaughterer, a bloodshedder. Okay, which it shouldn't be. Okay. It's clearly in the Ten Commandments. Okay, on the table that you should not, thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not covet. Okay. So how can you say that you're the people of the Most High? Okay. Or that you're a people of God, right? These Edomites. So now let's go into some of the atrocities that were done in the Congo Free State, which once again, this guy King Leopold of Belgium, called his possession. It says, from This is from Wikipedia. It says from 1885 to 1908, many atrocities were committed in the Congo Free State, today the Democratic Republic of the Congo, under the absolute rule of King Leopold II of Belgium. These atrocities were particularly associated with the labor policies enforced by colonial administrators used to collect natural rubber for export. Right, so that was the main resources that they wanted to get to take out of Congo. Okay, it says combined with epidemic, disease, famine, and falling birth rates caused by these disruptions, the atrocities contributed to a sharp decline in the Congolese population. The magnitude of the population fall over the period is disputed, with modern estimates ranging from 1.5 million to 13 million. Okay, you see that? And this is from 1885 to 1908. So we're talking about 23 years. Okay, so you see why Yahweh Shai said that. Okay, John 10 and verse 10, it says here, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Okay, so under the wicked's rule, it's injustice that's being done, blood being shed unjustly. Okay, but Yahushua is coming to bring life, man. Okay, starting for his elect of the nation of Israel. All right, so it says the atrocities have been variously referred to as the rubber terror and by some as the Congolese genocide, though the latter characterization is disputed. Yeah, of course. Okay, by who? These Edomites, they're going to dispute everything. You know, they'll do what they call cognitive dissonance. You know, they'll deny everything. Okay, even when he's found guilty. It says here at the Berlin Conference of 1884 and 1885. The European powers recognized the claims of a supposedly philanthropic organization run by Leopold to most of the Congo Basin region. The Berlin Conference was a conference that they had, with these Edomites had, in order to separate Africa and to colonize the different lands of Africa. You know, I think it was different nations. That it was different nations that sat down, different European nations that sat down together to divide Africa for their own gain. Okay, but we'll come back to that. It says here, Leopold had long held ambitions for colonial expansion. The territory under Leopold's control exceeded 2,600,000 kilometers, more than 85 times the territory of Belgium. Amid financial problems, it was directed by a tiny cadre of administrators drawn from across Europe. Initially, the quasi-colony proved unprofitable and insufficient, with the state always close to bankruptcy. The booming demand for natural rubber, which was abundant in the territory, created a radical shift in the 1890s to facilitate the extraction and export of rubber. All vacant land in Congo was nationalized, with the majority distributed to private companies as concessions. Some was kept by the state. Between 1891 and 1906, the companies were allowed free rein to exploit the concessions, with the results being that forced labor and violent coercion was used to collect the rubber cheaply and maximize profit. Right, and concession means is a grant of rights, land, property, or facility by a government, local authority, corporation, individual, or other legal entity. So basically, you know, you're taking over a particular land. You know. It says the Free States military force, the Force Republique, enforced their labor policies. Individual workers who refused to participate in rubber collection could be killed and entire villages razed. Now, of a few passages from the book here. Adam Hosh, by Adam Hochschild, King Leopold's Ghost: A Story of Greed, Terror, and Heroism in Colonial Africa. Um, it says here, straight to the point. It says, which is the last paragraph here. It says, as king of a small country, Belgium, with no public interest in colonies, he recognized that a colonial push of his own would require a strong humanitarian veneer. So he had a strong desire to take over a land. It says, curbing the slave trade, moral uplift, and the advancement of science were the aims he would talk about, not profits. You see, so he was going to use the humanitarian approach, like as a philanthropist. We want to civilize the people of this land, so we're going to take over that land in order to civilize them. Okay. Now he had people that invested in his humanitarian, so-called humanitarian company, if you could say. Okay, it says, before the guests dispersed to their respective countries, they voted to establish the International African Association. Okay, so that's the organization that he came up with. It says Leopold magnanimously volunteered space in Brussels for the organization's headquarters. Okay, and now let's go into some of his contributors. It says here, the new body was welcome throughout Europe. Prominent citizens from the Rothschilds to Viscount Ferdinand de Lesseps, the builder of the Suez Canal, hastened to send contributions. Okay, so he was financed by the Rothschild. Okay. Okay, it says, if he was, right here, the second paragraph says, if he was to seize anything in Africa, he could do so only if he convinced everyone that his interest was purely altruistic. In this aim, thanks to the International African Association, he succeeded brilliantly. Viscount Lesseps, for one, declared Leopold's plan the greatest humanitarian work of his time. Okay. Let's look up the word altruistic. Altruistic means to be concerned for others' well-being without expecting anything in return. Okay, so that's how these Edomites present themselves, man. Okay, like they're for the good of people, but really, his plan is to take over. Okay, to deceive. Okay, so he came up with the International African Association. All right. Which was financed by prominent figures such as the Rothschild.